Hello, I thought I would do a quick video for you this morning about bee boxes. I keep seeing pictures on Instagram of people's bee boxes and they've not been used, they're empty, like this one, but this is empty because it's not even been put out yet. So I want to give you 3 reasons why your bee box might not be being used and 3 ways to ensure that it does get used. So the first reason that your bee box might not be used is that these holes, these little cavities designed for the bee to come and nest in, might be much too big, and the bee species that want to find nesting will ignore them because they're just too too big for them. The second reason that your bee box might not be being used is that you may have placed it in facing the wrong direction. And the third reason your bee box might not be being used is that it might be swinging around and not secure. So if you've hung it in a tree or if you've put it on a fence that's really wobbly, if the bee box moves around, basically it may not get used. So those are 3 reasons that you might not be having success with the bee box, but it's really easy to fix that. And the 3 ways that you can fix that are just do the opposite, and that is that if you buy one like this is my favourite, they really work well. These cavities are about 7, I've got my little measurement here, I don't know if you can see, but they're about 7-8 mil. Those are 10, the ones at the top, and they're perfect for red mason bees to come along and use them. And typically they will get used if you've got red mason bees in your area. I'll put a couple of links below the video so that you can have a look at the distribution maps of those species and see if they're likely to occur in your area. It's quite a common species. Leafcutter bee might also use this bee box. So that's the first thing, is the size of these little holes is really important. 7 and 8 mil is perfect. A little bit either side of that is okay as well. The second thing is which direction to face it in. So if you face it south or east, and it'll get the morning sun, and that will up the ante as well, so that'll give you another good chance for it being used. And the third thing is to fix it up securely so it doesn't wobble about. I always put mine roughly my own height head, which is, I'm 5'7", so anything thereabouts is really fine. However, that's not an exact science, because I've seen the same species that would use a bee box like this use holes in pots of spent soil really low down to the ground, and other different places as well. But I usually go for a sort of, my own head height. And that's really it. Three tips to help you ensure that your bee box is used. I would go for one like this. These do get used. They're really brilliant. The other good thing about them, if I turn it around, is that the back is sealed, so the bee doesn't have to do any extra work to seal up the back of the nesting cavity. And also those wing nuts there can be undone so that each of these sections, which are separate, can be taken apart and cleaned as well. So that's another benefit of these bee boxes. And that's really it. How to ensure your bee box is used. I'll put a couple of links below so that you can follow up on those bits of info and have some further reading on the species that might use these boxes. And that is really it. And I hope that it's useful. If it is useful and you try these tips and it works, do let me know, and share the video to anyone you think would be interested. Okay, well, see you in another video.